Selina had traveled for hours beneath the endless desert sky, chasing the glow of moonlight as it washed over the pale sand. Her wagon rattled behind her horse, Dusty, carrying her belongings as she made her way toward the town of Red Creek. She planned to start fresh, their new work, new life, new hope. But fate had its own plans that night. A sudden crack snapped through the air, and the wagon lurched violently to one side. Dusty whinnied, the wheels groaned, and the whole wagon shuddered to a stop. Selina's lantern swung wildly on its hook, casting flickering shadows across the trail. She jumped down, her boots sinking into the soft dirt. A broken axle. The worst thing that could have happened in the middle of the desert, at night and miles from the nearest town. Selina swallowed hard, hugging her shawl around her shoulders as the cool wind brushed against her skin. "Great, just great," she muttered. She tried lifting the wagon herself, but it barely budged. The night felt larger, darker, lonelier. Then hoofbeats, slow, steady, confident. A silhouette appeared from beyond the ridge, riding beneath the silver moon. A tall cowboy on a dark horse. Her heart skipped. The rider slowed, tipping his hat as he came closer. "You look like you could use a hand," he said, his voice calm and rich as dusk itself. Selina stepped back cautiously. "Wagon's broken, and I don't know how to fix it." He dismounted, his boots making soft thuds as he walked toward her. "Name's Ethan," he said gently. "Mind if I take a look?" She hesitated, but something about him felt safe, steady, like a man who'd seen more nights like this than he cared to count. "All right," she whispered. Ethan knelt beside the wagon, examining the damage underneath the moonlight. "Axles split clean through," he said. "But I got tools. Might take some time, though." Selina nodded. "I don't have anywhere else to be." He smiled faintly. "Then we'll fix this together." For the first time in hours, Selina didn't feel alone. The desert wind hummed softly around them as the stranger under the moonlight began working on her broken world. Ethan rolled up his sleeves, revealing forearms marked with the kind of strength earned from years of ranch work. The moon etched silver lines across his jaw, illuminating the quiet confidence in his face. He knelt beside the wagon while Selina held the lantern over him. "Hand me that brace over there," he said. Selina passed it, trying not to stare too long at the focused determination in his eyes. She admired people who knew what they were doing. She'd spent so long trying to figure things out alone that watching someone competent felt almost unreal. "You travelin' far?" Ethan asked while tightening a bolt. "Red Creek," she replied. "Looking for a new beginning, I guess." He paused, glancing up. "Town's got room for folks ready to work." "You speak from experience." Ethan chuckled. "Something like that." The desert wind picked up, swirling sand around them. Selina shivered, and without a word, Ethan shrugged off his coat and draped it over her shoulders. The warmth and the kindness almost made her breath catch. "You don't have to." "I know," he interrupted softly. "But you're cold." As he continued working, Selina crouched beside him. "You fix wagons often, not for a livin'. But out here, you learn to help where you can." The way he said it made her wonder how many travelers he'd rescued beneath the moon like this. Maybe none. Maybe she was the first. Minutes passed in steady silence, broken only by the clink of metal and the occasional murmur from Ethan as he worked. Selina found herself relaxing, trusting, something she hadn't done in a long while. "You're good at this," she said. "Good enough," Ethan replied. "But this axle'll hold until morning. After that, you should get it replaced in town." Selina smiled. "Thank you, truly." He wiped his hands on his trousers. "Don't thank me yet. Still a bit more to do." Still, Selina felt a quiet warmth building in her chest, warmth that had nothing to do with the coat around her shoulders. For the first time since her journey began, she felt safe. Ethan lit a small fire beside the trail, its glow painting warm colors against the dark desert. Selina sat across from him, watching the flames twist into the night sky. "Wagon's patched up," Ethan said as he stirred the fire. "But ridin' in the dark ain't safe. We'll head out when the sun rises." Selina nodded. Thank you for staying. Ethan shrugged lightly. Couldn't leave you out here alone. Silence drifted between them, comfortable and gentle. The desert night wrapped around them like a blanket, full of crickets and faraway coyotes. Selena hugged her knees, the fire warming her face. Why were you traveling alone? Ethan finally asked. Selena hesitated. I didn't really have a choice. Lost my job out east. Red Creek's the closest place with work. You're strong to leave everything behind. Ethan's tone held real admiration. Most folks stay where they're stuck. Maybe I was stuck too long, Selena whispered. Ethan looked at her, his gaze soft. Sometimes moving forward is the bravest thing you can do. Selena studied him. And what about you? What brings you out here at night? He broke eye contact, poking at the fire. Looking for something I lost. She tilted her head. A part of myself, he admitted. Selena didn't push. Whatever haunted him, it still lingered in his voice like a shadow. She wanted to ask, but instead she reached out, touching his hand gently. You'll find it, she said. He looked at their hands, her fingers resting lightly over his rough knuckles. When his eyes lifted to meet hers, something in the air shifted, tightening like a drawn bow. The fire crackled between them, but Selena barely heard it. All she saw was the man who appeared under the moonlight when she most needed someone. Selena, he said softly, her name sounding different, warmer on his lips. But before either of them could say more, a distant howl echoed, reminding them the desert was still wild and unpredictable. Ethan stood abruptly. Get some rest. I'll keep watch. Selena lay down wrapped in his coat, her heart beating far too fast. Sleep came slowly, and when it did, she dreamed of a cowboy with moonlight in his eyes. The sun rose in a burst of gold across the desert horizon. Selena woke to the smell of firewood and the sight of Ethan saddling his horse. She stretched, brushing sand off her clothes. Morning, Ethan greeted, with a small smile. Morning. Did you sleep at all? He shook his head, kept watch. Didn't want trouble sneaking up. As if summoned by fate, trouble arrived anyway. 3 riders appeared on the distant ridge, their silhouettes growing larger as they approached. Ethan's posture stiffened instantly. Bandits, he muttered. Stay behind me. Selena's pulse hammered. The riders spread out, circling like vultures. One with a scarred jaw sneered at Ethan. Well now, the bandit drawled. What do we have here? A traveler and a pretty lady. Selena felt cold fear creep up her spine. Ethan stepped forward. Her wagon's broken. We're heading to Red Creek. Move along. The scarred man laughed. We'll be tacking whatever she's got. No, Ethan said firmly. The standoff thickened. Selena couldn't breathe. Ethan's hand hovered near his holster, but he was outnumbered. Ethan, she whispered, terrified. The bandits looked ready to draw. Then, Ethan seized her hand. Run! They sprinted toward the rocky outcrop nearby as bullets whizzed past. Dust kicked up around them. Selena's lungs burned as Ethan pulled her into a narrow crevice between boulders. Stay low, he whispered. Ethan, they'll kill us. No, I won't let him. His determination steadied her, even as gunfire echoed across the desert. After several tense minutes, the bandits gave up and rode off, frustrated by the rough terrain. Selena collapsed into Ethan's arms, shaking. His hands cupped her face gently. Are you hurt? No, she whispered, tears in her eyes. But I thought I'd lose you. His thumb brushed her cheek, slow and tender. It'd take a lot more than trouble like that to pull me away from you. Selena's breath caught Ethan. He leaned closer. The fear, the relief, the way he looked at her, all swirled into something undeniable. I care about you, he confessed, voice low. More than I should after just one night. Selena's heart soared. Maybe I care too, she whispered. But before anything more could be said, the wind shifted, reminding them they still needed to reach Red Creek safely. Still something between them had changed forever. By late afternoon, the dusty road curled toward the town of Red Creek. Selena's wagon creaked behind them, still holding together thanks to Ethan's handiwork. The closer they drew to town, the more Selena's heart felt torn. This This wild, unexpected night had changed everything. "You'll do well here," Ethan said, as they walked side by side. "Red Creek's a good place. Folks are fair." Selena looked up at him. "Will you stay?" Ethan hesitated, and her heart tightened. "I wasn't planning on it," he admitted softly. "I've been riding without direction for too long. Didn't think I'd stop anywhere." Selena forced a small smile. "Of course, you've got your own path." But Ethan watched her closely. "Unless, maybe I found something worth staying for." Her breath caught. "Ethan." He stopped walking, turning toward her fully. The desert wind tugged at her hair as he gently brushed a strand behind her ear. "I lost myself for a long time," he said quietly. "But last night, took on with you, protecting you. I felt something I haven't felt in years. Like I belong somewhere again." Tears welled in Selena's eyes. "I don't want you to leave." Ethan stepped closer. "Then maybe I won't." She laughed shakily, wiping her eyes. "You're impossible, and you're the reason I'm staying." He leaned in, slowly, carefully, like giving her every chance to pull away. She didn't. Their lips met in a soft, tender kiss under the pale afternoon sun. Not rushed, not uncertain. A promise. When they finally reached Red Creek, Ethan helped her unload her things at the small inn. The town was bustling, warm, and full of opportunity, but none of it compared to the feeling of Ethan's hand holding hers. "What now?" Selena asked. "Well," Ethan said, tipping his hat with a grin, "I figure I'll help you settle in, and maybe see where this story of ours goes." Selena's heart swelled. "Under the next moonlight," she whispered. "I hope it's still you beside me." Ethan smiled. "It will be." And, as they walked into town together, two hearts no longer lost, Selena knew this desert rescue had given her more than a fixed wagon. It had given her a beginning. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Western stories.